as Jim Bushy Jr. and the Pace Vehicle Riders give a big wave down the front straightaway.
Always a good showing for the veteran, the Adams Carpet One, McNair Oil Company Chevrolet of Shelton McNair from Plymouth, North Carolina. He's the veteran of the field out there today, starting in the 5th spot. We'll see if Shelton's got anything for the guys. Spoke with him earlier, said he was ready to go. The car was not quite to his liking, but he was going to make some changes, a couple spring changes on his machine, maybe a shock or two. He's ready for the race, rolling off in the inside of row number 3.
And also a big shout out for the driver of the 101 car on the outside of row number 4, Luke Whitaker from Canada. Had tested that car on Friday, got rained out yesterday. He had to return to his home in Iroquois, Ontario, Canada. So a big call came out to Brian Lofton from Lexington, North Carolina, driver of the 101 today. No seat time other than 2 rounds of practice and qualifying, and he's on the outside of row number 4. So keep an eye out for Brian Lofton here at Southern National as well. Well, pace car lights are out, track lights are out. We're going racing in RE suspension super late models as Jordan Anderson leads the field into turn number 3. Preston Pelletier, 2 wins in 2012 at Southern National Motorsports Park on the outside of row number 1.
Green flag is out. Jordan Anderson pulling out with a little bit advantage over Pelletier as they race down into turns 1 and 2. Coming off of 2, Pelletier high on the outside. He's having to deal with Anderson on the inside as they race down into 3. Now they'll come off of 4 and racing hard with Pelletier with the advantage.
Yeah, Preston Pelletier has the advantage coming past the start-finish line. Jordan Anderson washes up in the middle of 1 and 2. Bradley McCaskill right there on the rear bumper, battles for second, has a slam on the brakes, as right now it's 1, 2, and 3. Nose to tail coming off turn number 4.
McCaskill on the inside of Anderson as they race down into turn 1. He will complete the pass and now go to work on Pelletier off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Gus Dean and the 51 of Bobby Messimer making contact off turn number 2. Tire smoke as they made rub and down the front straightaway. It's a battle for the lead with Bradley McCaskill on the inside of Pelletier.
Anderson trying to make it a 3-way battle down the back straightaway, but they're going to sort it out between the 18 and the 26 of Pelletier. McCaskill down on the bottom side with the advantage as they come off of turn 4 and cross the stripe.
On a lap number 4 of 75, we have a new race leader, Knightdale's very own Bradley McCaskill. Changes made after a faulty equipment issue on Friday afternoon, and now Bradley McCaskill shows the way as here comes Jordan Anderson fighting back on the inside of Pelletier for second place.
Indeed, he is fighting there alongside Pelletier. Looks as if he's going to receive, contact. Pelletier will lose that second spot all the way back to 4th after contact with Anderson down the back straightaway.
Bobby Messimer makes that pass to that 51 Chevrolet as he's now up to 3rd, sending Pelletier back to 4th. And there's Gus Dean in the 56 car making a hard charge down the back straightaway. It's a battle for 4th going into turn number 3.
Indeed, it is a battle. The 56 of Dean on the inside. Now Pelletier will close the door. Dean looks again back down to the inside as they race off into 1.
Bradley McCaskill better be aware. Here comes your pole sitter, Jordan Anderson from Columbia, South Carolina, fighting back right on the rear bumper of that 18 Chevrolet in battle with Bobby Messimer in tow.
Up front, McCaskill, the household name right here at Southern National Motorsports Park in 2012. He's got about a car length advantage over pole sitter, the 19 of Anderson. Now they'll race off of turn 4. Anderson looking to the inside. McCaskill slams the door.
As we're right now going into turn number 1, McCaskill up high, coming off 2. Anderson tries to fight back. That is a battle on the speedway as Preston Pelletier is back to 4th as 51 of Bobby Messimer right there in 3rd.
Messimer watching it all from the 3rd spot, hoping these guys will slip up. Anderson on the inside, McCaskill on the high side. They're side by side, down the back straightaway.
It's a drag race for your race lead going into turn number 3. And all 4, they're still side by side. McCaskill sideways off turn 4. He will lead that lap over Anderson going into turn 1.
And they're still side by side, Phil, down the back straightaway. McCaskill on the high side, the 19 of Anderson with a little bit of advantage as they nosedive into turn 3.
As he come out of turn 4, Anderson has the advantage in that pole sitting number 19 car. He fought his way back from 3rd spot. Now back to the race lead on lap 12 as Bradley McCaskill now back to 2nd. Bobby Messimer in the 51 car rounds out your top 3. And here comes Gus Dean. Contact off turn number number 4 with the 26 of Preston Pelletier. And right now, Gustine loses that spot, not only to Pelletier, but also to the M3 of Shelton McNair. Debris down the front straightaway brings out our first caution on lap 13 of 75.
It looks as if Dean may have got into the left rear of Pelletier coming off of turn number 4.
Jordan Anderson leading him past the start-finish line. Bradley McCaskill, who held the race lead for 9 laps, now back to second. But here comes Bobby Messimer up to the outside of row number 1 with Shelton McNair right there in 4th position. Clay Jones on the inside of row 3.
If there was any damage on the Pelletier machine, but we will see as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing. Anderson on the inside, hard on the gas now as they come off down the front straightaway.
Concorde's very own Bobby Messimer spinning tires off turn number 4 as he came to the green flag. Fights back on the outside of row number 1 as the 18 of Bradley McCaskill slowed down the back straightaway. Everybody able to avoid a driver that led for 9 laps here this afternoon. Bradley McCaskill down on the apron of the speedway, coming down to pit lane on lap 14. Top 3, nose to tail coming off Hughes Messimer sideways down the back straightaway.
Race fans, the veteran McNair goes to work on Messimer. They make contact right in the middle of turn 3 and 4. It's McNair on the bottom side. Joe Heigl spins out right in the middle of turn 3.
I tell you, another caution out on the speedway. This for Flying Joe Heigl. He came down that pit lane to the attention of his crew under the last caution. And right now, Flying Joe Heigl brings out this caution, the second of the afternoon. Right now, Bradley McCaskill sitting down pit lane. Looked like something snapped coming back to the green flag off turn number 2. So it is a tough. Jordan Anderson takes the low side. Bobby Messimer will go high. Shelton McNair down low, along with Clay Jones. Gustine high. Alex Fleming up high. Carl Weber down low, as well as Shannon Mind in the 80 car. And there's Preston Pelletier a little bit further back. McNair and Gustine make up the 3rd row with Clay Jones and Alex Fleming coming back to the green flag here on the Sunday afternoon.
Indeed they are. Anderson hard on the gas. Messimer now will join him. McNair's in tow right behind the 19 of the Anderson cars. They come off of turn 2 now down the back straightaway through the speedy drive.
As right now it's a battle for the lead going into turn number 3 as Jordan Anderson down low, Bobby Messimer up high, and we have a new race leader on lap number 15 of 75. It's Bobby Messimer out of Concord, North Carolina.
Messimer will snake the lead away as they race down the back straightaway. Single file. It's Messimer, Anderson, and then McNair on the Lee Chevrolet Monte Carlo coming down the front straightaway now. They're nose to tail as they race back down into turn 1.
You can tell that Bobby Messimer has found a racing groove that he enjoys in that Chevrolet up in the middle of turns 1 and 2, as well as 3 and 4, as the rest of the field stays down low on the apron of the speedway, being led by Jordan Anderson, Shelton McNair, Gustine, and the 5th place driver Alex Fleming from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Messimer does seem to be enjoying that little bit higher groove than the 19 of Anderson and McNair. It's working for him, keeping the momentum up on his machine as he races around the speedway. But the 19 of Anderson now going to try to go to work on him down low off of turn 2.
Down the back straightaway, it's still Bobby Messimer showing the way, but here comes Jordan Anderson back on the inside. It's a battle for the race lead off turn number 4. Messimer has the advantage. Anderson down low going into turn 1.
Anderson going to work on him now down low, coming off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. It's a battle for the race lead once again as they race through turns 3 and 4. Off of 4 now with the advantage, the 19 of Anderson, your pole sitter.
Yeah, right now Jordan Anderson has fought back to take the race lead on lap 20 after giving it up on lap 15 to the 51 car. But Bobby Messimer is not done yet. The driver out of Concord, North Carolina battles back on the outside, but Jordan Anderson has the advantage as Shelton McNair is up to 3rd, Gustine 4th, Alex Fleming 5th, Preston Pelletier in the 26 round out your top 6.
McNair riding along in that 3rd spot, hoping these two guys race each other really hard, burn their tires up, allow him with that Lee Chevrolet machine Dean to get up front and possibly pick up the race lead. He's a little bit loose coming through 1 and 2, allowing Dean to pull alongside coming off of turn 2.
It's a battle for third place going into turn number 3. Gus Dean on the inside of slight contact with Shelton McNair. Shoves the driver out of Plymouth, North Carolina, back to fourth as Bluffton, South Carolina's Gus Dean now has worked his way up to third with that front right sheet metal damage.
He does work up past the M3 of Shelton McNair, pick up that third spot after contact out there on the speedway. Looks as if no harm, no foul on that 56 car of Dean as he does pick up the third spot. Now goes to work on the 51 of Messimer for the second spot.
It's the battle for sixth place down the back straightaway. Flying Joe Heigl has got underneath of the 26 of Preston Pelletier as Alex Fleming sits comfortably in fifth. But it's a battle for sixth going into turn number 1, side by side for that position. Preston Pelletier has the advantage. Flying Joe Heigl wants it as he fights back going into turn number 3.
Heigl fights hard to keep a nose alongside the 26th of Pelletier down the front straightaway. He's not got the advantage yet, but they're side by side now as they race through 1 and 2. Off of turn 2 now down the back straightaway. They are side by side as Heigl trying to pick up that spot.
Still up front, your front of 4 or single file. It's double file for 6th spot. Right now it is Joe Heigl on the inside of Pelletier. Side by side down the back straightaway. It's a drag race for 6th spot as Raleigh's very own Joe Heigl battles the 26 of Preston Pelletier. And there's Alex Fleming right in front of him in the 05 Chevrolet.
Both of these cars, Heigl and Pelletier, battling hard, but they are catching the 5 car of Fleming right in front of them. One of them's going to have to deal with him in just a minute. Looks as if Joe Heigl might be the victor as they race off of turn 4.
As right now it is Alex Fleming holding up the 6th and 7th place drivers. Pelletier has the advantage right now. Down to Flying Joe Heigl slamming on the brakes as Pelletier makes a move on the outside for 5th spot around Alex Fleming. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Fleming is being shown in 5th. Preston Pelletier took 5th spot away on that previous lap. Flying Joe Heigl got held up there by the 1505 car of Alex Fleming. That was all battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Further back in the field as Jordan Anderson has continued to show the race.
Side. We'll see right now as the 19 of Anderson goes low. Messimer will go high, Dean will go low, McNair will go high, and Pelletier will go back on the low side.
Pelletier here, well, he'll restart 5th here in a moment. Brian Lofton comes down pit lane as they got the 1 lap to go. Coming back to the green flag, 19 laps in, 29 laps in, 75 laps to make up this event. Pace vehicle off the racing surface. Here come the leaders.
Anderson and Messimer back at it one more time. Anderson with the jump on the 51 of Messimer. He will go out and claim that top spot, leaving the M3 to deal with the 56 of Dean as they race off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
And right now, it's a battle for 3rd spot. Further on back, Gus Dean on the inside of McNair. And further back, it's Pelletier and Flying Joe Heigl as Pelletier made the pass. But right now, side by side for 3rd place, going off turn 2, down the back straightaway. It's a drag race for that position into turn 3.
McNair dancing just a little bit as he comes off of turn 2 that last time. Now he's going to lose a little bit of the advantage that he had to Gus Dean. Now he will fall in line deep in the tire track of Gus Dean off of turn 2.
And right now there's no change in the front 2 at all as Anderson is currently being shown as your race leader. Messimer in 2nd, Dean 3rd, McNair 4th, and Pelletier round out your top 5.
McNair way loose coming off of turn 2 that time, allowing Pelletier to get up there and try to battle him for that 4th spot. Meanwhile, Heigl trying to go to work on the 26 of Pelletier himself and take that 5th spot away.
Currently, the field is single file as we're coming up to conclude a lap of 34 of 75. We still got 41 more laps to go on this first of the Twin 75 Super Late Model race here on this Sunday afternoon. And right now, it is the 19 of Jordan Anderson being shown as your race leader. He was your pole sitter, gave up the lead twice. Once to Bradley McCaskill, as well as the 51 of Bobby Messimer. But right now, the Columbia, South Carolina driver continues to pull away from the 51 of Messimer and the 56 of Dean.
The 18 of McCaskill trying to pull up on the 15 and make it a 3-way battle for that 5th spot. as McCaskill working his way back up through the field. The 15 trying to go to work on the 26 of Pelletier off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Again, right now it is Messimer in that 51 car being shown in second, a little sideways off turn number 4 as Gus Dean tries to put the pressure on him. The 56 of Dean currently being shown in third. Further back, it is the Shelton McNair M3 car as Alex Fleming, who gave up 5th spot a previous lap during that caution to come in, is now brought at 05 Chevrolet down pit lane as we remain caution-free on this run of green flag runs as Alex Fleming down to pit lane on lap 38 of 75.
Last time off of turn 2, the 15 of Heigl gives the 26 of Pelletier a bump. He takes that spot away, bringing the 18 of McCaskill with him. Now as they race down the back straightaway, McCaskill trying to pick up that 5th spot, take it away from Joe Heigl as they race off of turn 4.
As right now, 35 laps left remaining. It is Jordan Anderson continuing to show the way over Bobby Messimer, Gus Dean, Shelton McNair, Flying Joe Heigl, Bradley McCaskill, Preston Pelletier, Clay Jones, as well as Carl Weber in the 50 car, Brian Lofton in the 101, and rounding out the field, still on the lead lap, is Shannon Mines in the 80 car. Currently down to pit lane, it is the 05 of Alex Fleming. That's the way we run on lap 42 of 75.
Gus Dean still feeling the pressure, giving the pressure to the 51 of Messimer as they race down the back straightaway. Dean going to try to look to the inside as they race off of turn 4. He's right on the back deck lid of Messimer as they go back into turn 1.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's also going to be a battle on the speedway for the 4th spot as Flying Joe Heigl is caught up to the M3 of Shelton McNair as Jordan Anderson continues to pull away of the 2 battling cars for 2nd spot, the 51 and the 56. As right now, Gus Dean tries every way he can off turn 2 to get around the 51 of Bobby Messimer.
Indeed, he is still trying to get around Messimer. Last time off of 4 as he does now come off of turn 4. He was a little loose spinning the tires on that 56 machine. He's not going to make up the distance between him and Messimer like that, but he does come off of turn 2 now down the back straightaway. About a half a car length advantage the 51 has over the 56 of Gus Dean.
There's a lot of slip sliding cars coming out of turn number 4 and off turn number 2 as well. Flying Joe Heigl makes a pass on Shelton McNair. We have a new 4th place runner here on lap 46 of 75 as up at the front runner of Jordan Anderson continues to show the way over Bobby Messimer and Gus Dean. And here comes Bradley McCaskill around Shelton McNair. He'll take that 5th spot away. A driver who is 1 lap down, not more than 10 laps to go, now back up to 5th.
Indeed he is. The Bradley McCaskill team never gives up. That driver behind the wheel is a very hungry driver, is Bradley McCaskill, as he brings it down the front straightaway. Graphics Unlimited, the Chevrolet from Knightdale, North Carolina, young driver, battling hard, trying to make up the distance between him and race leader. Hoping for a caution is the driver, that number 18, Bradley McCaskill.
Yeah, right now he is over 5 seconds behind of your race leader, almost a half track down here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Again, looks like a lot of tires giving up here on this Sunday afternoon as Jordan Anderson continues to show the way over Bobby Messimer and Gus Dean. Currently 1 lap down is Shannon Mines out of DeZelle, South Carolina. As laps continue to wind down, 25 left remaining, actually 24 this time by.
Anderson up front enjoying this Sunday afternoon drive as the closest spot to him is back the 51 of Messimer. Messimer not feeling the pressure that he was the last couple laps from the 56 of Dean. Dean may have laid off just a little bit to cool his tires and be able to pick up the distance between him. Now as they race off of turn 4 down the front straightaway, Dean is there trying to get the real estate away from the 51 again as they come off of turn 2.
Yeah, right now Gus Dean just cannot find a way around the 51 of Bobby Messimer as Shelton McNair comes down pit lane at M3 Chevrolet out of Plymouth, North Carolina. Nose first into pit lane, lap number 53 of this twin 75 a main event in our RE suspension super late model division. Looks like an early day for Shelton McNair as he's down pit lane, as well as Alex Fleming. and the driver of the 05 Chevrolet. Those are the only two cars currently out of the race on this Sunday afternoon as Jordan Anderson continues to show the way, getting ready to put a lap on Brian Lofton out of Lexington, North Carolina.
Gus Dean puts the bumper to Metzimer last time off of turn 4, gets him a little bit loose, lets him know that he's a little bit quicker than he is, and he wants him to move out of the way. He wants that real estate of the second spot as they come off of turn 4 one more time. There's a car length of distance between the second place car and the third place car. Metzimer currently has that second spot, but Gus Dean walks as he works on the low side off of turn 2.
Well, down the front straightaway here comes your race leader, Jordan Anderson. What can be said about a driver making his second start here in our Super Late Model Series in 2012 at Southern National Motorsports Park? He is out here on this Sunday afternoon. Not only did he bring home a race win the last time we had Super Late Models, but tonight he brings home a pole during his first race, and he has taken over the race lead after lap 25 when we went back to green, and that driver from Columbia, South Carolina, just now putting a lap down on Brian Lofton out of Lexington, North Carolina in the 101 car. No change up front as lap 59 goes into the book.
Metzimer out, correction, that's going to be Anderson out front all by himself. Meanwhile, the 18 of McCaskill riding along in 5th, hoping to pick off the 4th spot from the 15, the Raleigh driver of Joe Heigl in that Performance Auto Body Chevrolet from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Our returning National Guard member out of South Carolina, Shannon Mins, ladies and gentlemen, straight back from Afghanistan, brings the 80 Ford down pit lane on lap 60. Tough break as Shannon just returning from Afghanistan after a multiple month deployment overseas. Looks like an early day for Shannon down pit lane. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up with 14 laps left remaining, it is Jordan Anderson showing the way here at Southern National Motorsports Park.
Bradley McCaskill on that Chevrolet Impala Graphics Unlimited sponsored Chevrolet from Knightdale, North Carolina will complete the pass. Take the 4th spot away. Coming back from a lap down earlier in this race, Bradley McCaskill currently rides in 4th. He is looking for a caution to come out. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up the race win if he can get a caution. 63 laps on the board, 75 laps the distance. 12 laps remain for these cars as they race through as the leader crosses the stripe right then, racing it back down into turn 1. In that second spot, currently riding still that 51, Gus Dean, putting a little bit of distance between him and the second place car. Dean trying to make up the distance, but he's got a little ways to go. About a car length, maybe 2 between him and the second place car of Metzimer. Dean going to race on the high line, try to pick up a little bit of the distance as they race down the back straightaway now. Race leader Anderson races off of turn 4, crosses the stripe, make that 66 laps in the book, 75 laps the distance once again, as the 56 of Dean still battling Metzimer hard down the back straightaway, trying to take that spot away.
The number 51 Chevrolet spinning tires off turn number 2 and 4 to keep the 56 behind him. Gus Dean has the advantage going down the front straightaway. It's a battle for second coming off turn number 2. Gus Dean has the advantage over Bobby Metzimer as those tires on that 51 Chevrolet look like they've given up as Shannon Mines comes down pit lane once again. So Jordan Anderson continues to show the way over Gus Dean, Bobby Metzimer, and flying Joe Heigl now back to 5th as Bradley McCaskill rounds out your top 4.
The Bluffton, South Carolina driver Gus Dean takes that second spot away, sets his sights on the bumper of the 19. They race off of turn 2, now down the back straightaway. Looks as if it's going to be 5 to go when they cross the stripe this time. Anderson will deal with lap traffic as he comes off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He'll pick it up, 5 to go. The second car to pick it up, that's the 56. That's going to be Gus Dean, the Bluffton, South Carolina driver. Now Metzimer currently riding in a comfortable 3rd place as Bradley McCaskill back there in the 4th place after coming back from a lap down on that Graphics Unlimited Chevrolet. Looks as if he's a little bit loose coming off of turn 4, working that Chevrolet through the turn, trying to keep it on the high side. Meanwhile, up front, it's the 19 car of Anderson all by himself. The pole sitter here today for this feature race, 75 laps the distance, 72 on the board. 3 more. Anderson will have it in the books here for the Super Late Models. Gus Dean currently still in that second spot after battling so long and hard Messimer to take that second spot away. Messimer now in that third spot comfortably once again, as the fourth car is the 18 of Bradley McCaskill. Coming up now, white flag as Anderson crosses the stripe one more time around the speedway. 4/10 of a mile. He'll have it in the books right here at Southern National Motorsports Park for the first of the Twin 75s for the Super Late Models, brought to you by RE Suspensions. As he comes off of turn 4, Anderson will see checkered flag falling. Finishing second, the 56 car of Gus Dean. Then Bobby Messimer is currently going to finish in that third spot. Fourth place is going to go to Bradley McCaskill after coming back from a lap down. And Flying Joe Heigl on the 15, the Clayton, North Carolina driver, will round out the top 5. As Phil Campbell makes his way down to victory lane to congratulate the driver, the number 19, Jordan Anderson. Anderson already picking up a win here at Southern National this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Jordan Anderson. Second race here in 2012, 2 wins here in the Super Late Model Series. Jordan, come on around here. Let's get a word here with you in just a moment. Wanted to come on down and say welcome back. Pole tonight and a race win, but I tell you, you gave up that race lead there early in the race. What happened to the number 19 early part in the race there? Let's get in front of the side here for you, man. Come on.
No, it definitely was an incredible race. I just got to thank Lord Jesus Christ for just this entire opportunity, the blessing to be here. You know, early part of the race, these races are all about tire management, even though it's a 75 lapper. I knew I had a good car. So I didn't want to have to force it. I know those guys were a little faster, maybe the first 10 laps, so just let it play out. It came to us, but just the fact that this car is at this racetrack is an incredible blessing. We went and ran Caraway, and we got wrecked a couple weeks ago, and we didn't leave our race shop till 2 a.m. the night before the race. So my dad, Jeff Foltz, Curtis, Ryan, Mom and Dad, everybody that helped me get here, Forest Acres, it's just absolutely phenomenal. 2 wins in a row here at S&P. Oh, it's incredible. I got my grandfather here, my tiny 2-year-old grandfather, just such a blessing. Really excited. Thank you guys for coming out. Rain delay yesterday. I got some sleep last night, so glad to be back here.
I tell you, it's going to be a great second race coming up. Any plans for tire management for that one, knowing that there's going to be an inversion here in just a few moments?
You know, it kind of worked out good that we got a little lead there at the end. I just kind of started back in my lineup, trying to save some tires. You just really never know how the invert plays out, so just really excited to see how it's going to go.
Well, I'm going to leave you here to get some photographs done, but I'm going to come back and ask you to pull for inversion, okay? So hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Anderson from Columbia, South Carolina. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the driver, I tell you, Gus, man, take us through that lap coming off turn 4 with the 26 car. Come on around here. Show me, ladies and gentlemen, this front, right front up here, that was severely damaged. We were picking up sheet metal and everything here. And look at this, a podium finish. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Big thanks to MoDOT Research Services and Powerhouse Gym for letting us come out and do what we love to do. I thought I had a nose underneath the 26. I'm not really sure what happened there. No hard feelings with him, but we're going to try our best in the next race, and I feel like we got a pretty good car.
Let me ask you about tire management now. How much tire do you have left battling that 51 for about the last 35 laps?
Well, you know, I did put a little bit of strain on the tires trying to fight on the bottom, but, you know, I saved them as best I could. You know, I still wanted to win that race, but we're at the same disadvantage as everybody else. I got one heck of a crew. I have all the faith in the world in them to get my car right, so I'm excited for the next race.
Well, congratulations, Gus, on a great second place after bringing out an early caution to the sheet metal here. Ladies and gentlemen, Gus Dean coming home in second. Bobby, I tell you, man, a great race for you today, but those tires looked like they were giving up there at the end as the 56 made the pass.
Yeah, I was hoping for a caution there with maybe 5 to go, and guys on like 5-lap run, but once the tires get hot, I mean, the car just got too loose. And but I mean, this is like a win for us. I mean, we've drove down here, you know, like Preston. I mean, I know he's probably sitting back there licking his chops, waiting on this second one. But I mean, it makes us little small guys here. We look big as far as our car. I mean, I got a good car owner, Bob Dillner, Speed 51, Race Electronics. But this is a low budget deal. I mean, we look good, but I tell you what, that's about all we do is look good. So I mean, this is good to be able to run with these guys, knowing what kind of, you know, caliber teams we're running against here.
Well, congratulations on a great podium finish, Bobby. And I tell you, I can't wait for that second race later on under the lights here.
Oh, yeah, I can't either. I think we got a few more. I kind of like this as far as splitting them up. It gives us a little bit of time to work on it and try and make it better for the second one. So hopefully we can maybe get the next 2 positions.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Bobby. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Messimer, Gus Dean coming home in second. And in just a moment, we'll have inversion down here with our race winner. What's your name? Skylar, here's your race winner. Jordan, go ahead. Yeah, pick us a good one here, Skylar. What you gonna pull? What number is that? 7. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to invert 7 here in just a moment. Before I let you go, I want you to give a big shout out to one of your biggest race fans. Her name is Jessica. Can you say hey to Jessica for us?
Hey, Jessica, how about that race?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Down here with the race finish here on this afternoon.
Right here at Southern National Motorsports Park.
Mike Air giving him the 1 lap to go signal. Next time by will be going green, ladies and gentlemen, as Pelletier will lead him to the green flag, as Jones will be on the outside of row number 1. We've seen how fast Brandon Anderson can be in that 19 Toyota all the way from Columbia, South Carolina, but now he'll be mired back in traffic when we go back to green. But 75 laps are a lot of laps, as you heard a lot of these drivers talking about tire management earlier this evening, as Jim Bushy Jr. bringing the Deacon Jones Automotive Group pace vehicle down pit lane. Coming up through the gears is Preston Pelletier to the green flag.
Jones hard on the gas with the advantage as he crosses the stripe. Pelletier battling hard on the inside. Jones on the high side. Pelletier will clear him. They'll go single file behind him. McCaskill makes it to third. He looks to the inside of Jones, goes to work on him, dives down to the inside, and seals the deal coming off turn 4. They're single file behind him.
It's 3 wide off turn number 4 as Bobby Messimer has made his way around the 15 of Joe Heigl. Here comes Brandon Anderson in that 19 Toyota, battle for the lead going into turn number 3 as Bradley McCaskill on the inside of Preston Pelletier.
He will complete the pass, cross the stripe. McCaskill to the lead. Then it's the Pelletier machine on the 26. Messimer having to deal with Jones. Jones on the high side as they race down the back straightaway. It's Messimer on the inside. He'll complete the pass, leaving Jones on the high side, and Anderson pulls alongside Jones as well. But Jones will slam the door as they cross the strike.
Clay Jones just looking for a way to get down onto the bottom groove, being hung out high and dry as Brandon Anderson makes the pass. Brian Lofton out of Lexington, North Carolina, driver of the 101 Chevrolet, comes down pit lane as Bradley McCaskill continues to show the way over Preston Pelletier, Brian Messimer, and let's give a big shout out to Brandon Anderson. And here comes Shelton McNair on the inside of Clay Jones.
McNair pulled it in early last time, got a little bit more rubber than the rest of the drivers do on the tires. He's got some to spare. He's using it up now as he goes to work on the 19 of Anderson. He'll come off of turn 2, a little bit loose each and every time he comes off, gets his machine squared up, and he sets his sights on the bumper of Anderson.
Big wonder about Flying Joe Heigl now. Flying Joe Heigl actually started out there a bit further up in the field in the 3rd spot, and right now has drifted all the way back to the tail end of the field in that blue number 15 car, as Carl Weber in the 50 is just ahead of him. Again, we're early, 7 laps in of the 75-lap event as Bobby Messimer now up to 3rd as he got around Brandon Anderson, as he's got his sights set on Preston Pelletier as Bradley McCaskill continues to show the way.
McCaskill out front with a half a second advantage over the second place car of Pelletier, but Pelletier's got his hands full with Messimer. Messimer's got his hands full with Anderson as they race nose to tail down the back straightaway. Anderson going to look to the inside of Messimer as they come off of turn 4. Messimer's going to close the door as they cross the strike.
Yeah, it was a battle for 3rd spot right there coming off 4, but Anderson had a slam on the brakes as Messimer came down in that 51 Chevrolet. And now Messimer on the inside of Pelletier. It's a battle for 2nd, but Pelletier slams on the brakes, as well as Messimer coming out of turn and number 4. It's a 26 high, the 51 down low.
And the Messimer's down on the bottom side. He's working hard. Pelletier on the high side. Messimer's got the spot. He's going to bring the 19 of Anderson with him if he can complete the pass. Pelletier very strong on the high side as they race off into turn 1. But the 51 will show the way coming off of turn 2, bringing the 19 of Anderson with him down the back straightaway.
And right behind both of these drivers battling side by side is Shelton McNair out of Plymouth, North Carolina, currently being shown in the 5th spot as Brandon Anderson is underneath the Preston Pelletier. That's a battle for 3rd. And here comes Messimer trying to catch up on Bradley McCaskill, your race leader after taking over the lead on lap 4.
The veteran McNair likes what he's seeing. Anderson burning his tires up. The 26 of Pelletier burning his tires up, racing side by side. McNair, like I said, with a little bit more rubber on his machine, going to work on the 26 of Pelletier down the back straightaway into turn 3.
And right now it's coming off turn 4 as Messimer try to look underneath the McCaskill. The 18 no longer has that commanding lead as Brandon Anderson right there in that number 19 Toyota. The top 3 are single file, nose to tail going into turn 3.
Coming off of turn 4 now, McCaskill having to deal with Messimer one more time. He's got a nose alongside. McCaskill gives him room. Messimer pulls alongside as they race side by side off of turn 2, down the back straightaway.
It's a battle for the lead going into turn number 3. Messimer has it on the inside, leaving McCaskill high on the outside. Here comes Anderson down low. It's caution out on the speedway for the Flying Joe Heigl car here, ladies and gentlemen, as something was definitely a miss on that car out of Raleigh, North Carolina, coming to a rest over here in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
Well, Pelletier is going to come around and go into the attention of his crew, which will leave McNair in that 4th spot and Alex Fleming in that 5th spot.
Yeah, right now it is the number 15 of Flying Joe Heigl, right front flat on that Chevrolet, has brought Flying Joe down pit lane. Right now it does appear to be more than just a flat tire on that Chevrolet, as also the white 15 of Clay Jones coming down pit lane. Again, both of those cars having a rough night here tonight. Both drivers doing 150 laps like Bradley McCaskill, ladies and gentlemen.
McCaskill will lead him. He'll take the bottom side. Messimer to the high side. Anderson to the low side, just like a traditional restart in these positions. McNair will go to the high side.
Gets ready to lead him back to the green flag. It's 60 laps left remaining. First caution of the evening in heat race number 2 here in our 75-lap green flag in the air as Bobby Messimer spins tires coming down the front straightaway.
That allows Anderson to get alongside. He's going to bring the M3 of McNair with him as they come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Messimer not giving up, though, on the high side. Anderson on the bottom side there working off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Opens the door for the M3 of McNair. But McNair's got trouble of his own on the 05 of Alex Fleming.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new second-place runner, Brandon Anderson, the driver out of Columbia, South Carolina, won earlier this evening, restarted 7th at the drop of the green flag, now up to 2nd, right behind Bradley McCaskill is Bobby Messimer, and now Shelton McNair battling for 3rd coming off turn number 2.
McNair on the Lee Chevrolet M3 down the back straightaway, looking to the inside of the 51. He works off of turn 4. Now down the front straightaway alongside Messimer as they carry him back down into turn 1. McNair's there. He wants to seal the deal coming off of turn 2. We'll see if he does.
It's a battle for the lead going down into turn number 3. McCaskill got high off 2. Here comes Brandon Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, coming off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It's still McCaskill's lead, but right now the driver in that number 19 Toyota has the advantage down the back straightaway.
Indeed, he will seal the deal just before he goes into turn 3. He's going to bring McNair, though. McNair having to deal with the 18 of McCaskill now down the front straightaway. He's going to try to take the spot away. Better yet, he's going to fall in line because he's got trouble in the form of the 51 on the outside of Messimer.
Right now we have a new 3rd place runner. It is the number M3 out of Plymouth, North Carolina. That is Shelton McNair's Bradley McCaskill now trying to follow it out with 2 drivers right behind him side by side for 3rd place as Bradley McCaskill holds up that field. And there's Alex Fleming in the 05 rounding out your top 5 as Brandon Anderson continues to show the way here on this Sunday evening.
Shelton McNair on the Lee Chevrolet machine carries it down into turn 1 and 2. He comes off of turn 2 down the back straightaway, got the bumper of the 18 in his sight. They race off into turn 3. McNair wants the real estate that the 18 of McCaskill's got, but he's going to have to steal it away. They race back down into 1. McNair's on the inside, McCaskill on the high side. They come off of turn 2 side by side.
It's a battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. as your race leader continues to pull away. Here comes McNair on the inside underneath of McCaskill, and there's Fleming on the inside of Messimer. Contact between the M3 and the 18 in the middle of 1 and 2. They're piled up behind him as McCaskill has the advantage. McNair able to grab onto that steering wheel, and now Messimer fighting back on the outside. Alex Fleming, odd man out, has nowhere to go in the 0-5.
Old school body slamming. Shelton McNair doing the old body slam to the 18 of McCaskill, but it did not work. McCaskill pulls out with the second place advantage. McNair left in third spot after a body slam coming off of turn 2. Now down the front straightaway they come. The Messimer having to deal with the 0-5 of Fleming as they race off into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Shannon Mins out of South Carolina parking the car here on lap 26. A tough break after his first race returning from a deployment in Afghanistan. And now that number 80 car sits down in pit lane. Tough breakout for that Chevrolet. It's still a battle for second as McCaskill has the advantage. McNair wants it. Messimer now up to fourth. Alex Fleming still rounds out your top 5. Coming back to side-by-side action off turn number 4.
McNair down the front straightaway. He's got the nose alongside McCaskill. They come off of turn 2. Now down the back straightaway. It's the battle of the Chevrolets. On the inside, it's the Plymouth driver. On the high side, it's the Nightdale driver. Experience on the inside, rather rookie on the outside compared to McNair. He will slam the door on him as they go back into 1.
And right now it is McCaskill back into third spot as Messimer right there in the 51 car, and Alex Fleming to round out your top 5. In sixth spot, that's Gus Dean in the 56 with Clay Jones, and the 15 car in 7th, Flying Joe Heigl. Currently being shown in 8th, Preston Pelletier that started on the pole, round out your top 9. Caution out on the speedway here off turn number 2.
Phil, it looks as if there may be some sort of debris right in the middle of turn number 2, the groove over there coming off the right in the middle of the track. Not sure, but that's what it looks like from up here in the tower as the 19 of Anderson eases to the outside of the pace car over there outside of turn number 2. If I don't get corrected here for McNair this year in the super late models, a couple second place finishes for him. He wants that top spot.
Well, sure, and it's going to be 45 more laps to see if he can do it. There in the 51 car, rounding out your top 4. Caution out on the speedway pace vehicle down pit lane, coming back to the green flag.
Anderson going to have to deal with McCaskill. They're hard on the gas down the front straightaway. Toyota versus Chevrolet. Toyota's going to carry it down in there, but then the Chevrolet's going to fall in line. Bradley McCaskill now having to deal with McNair one more time as they race down the back straightaway.
Yeah, McCaskill came down into the front of Shelton McNair. Shelton slamming on the brakes under that Chevrolet. Here comes Bobby Messimer on the outside. Shot out like a cannon off turn number 4, but he washes up in 1 and 2. He tries to dominate that corner to get a run down Bradley McCaskill down the back straightaway.
McNair run these guys down for that second spot. Now he finds himself in 4th, battling for 3rd. Again, on that M3 machine, he's trying to get up there and pull out that win. But Anderson out front with a comfortable 1 to 2 car length advantage over the 18 of McCaskill.
Yeah, right now, here comes Bobby Messimer. He's able to get in front of the M3 of Shelton McNair. Shelton, a little contact off turn number 4 as Bobby Messimer now back up to 3rd, Shelton to 4th. Bobby washes up in 1 and 2. More contact off turn 2 between the M3 and 51.
Messimer continues to come down on the bumper of McNair. McNair trying to hold his line. He's given the 51 of Messimer just a little bit of a bump. McNair down to the inside, looking again. We'll see if the 51 cuts him off again. McNair's there as they come off of turn 2.
It's a battle for 3rd place going into turn number 3. The 51 has it. The M3 wants it as Brandon Anderson continues to show the way. Bobby Messimer hangs on to 3rd place on that time by.
Looks as if McCaskill, when he took that outside, he shot all the way up to the 2nd spot. McNair thought he was going to do something good. Finds himself in that 4th spot as McCaskill up front riding in 2nd.
We have 39 more laps left remaining in the 75-second main event in our Super Late Model Series side-by-side action. Contact once again between the M3 and 51. And here comes Flying Joe Heigl underneath of Alex Fleming. It's a battle for 6 side-by-side on back.
McNair, the veteran driver, will stick the bumper to you to move you if you're holding him up. Contact again as they come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Shelton got his hands full and his belly full of the 51, cutting him off. We'll see if he's got anything for him this time off of 4.
Alex Fleming car very sideways. In fact, a slow down the front straightaway. The driver out of Raleigh, North Carolina. A tough break there for Alex Fleming down the front straightaway. Looks like another early retirement here at Southern National Motorsports Park. But setting the field for you right now, it's Jordan Anderson showing the way over Bradley McCaskill. Bobby Messimer is up to third with Shelton McNair riding out in fourth. Flying Joe Heigel's closing in, and that blue 15 car caution out on the speedway as Alex Fleming slow off turn number 4.
Indeed, the caution will come out as the 05 of Fleming, the Atkins Auto machine, eases down the front straightaway. Not quite sure what's wrong with that machine, but Anderson did not want to see that caution come out. McCaskill currently riding in second. It's low this time. McCaskill will go low. The 51 and McNair will both go high this time. We'll see if it'll work out for him. The 51 of Messimer will go to the second spot. McNair currently will stay in the fourth spot.
Under the lights, leading at this second to 75 lap main event as Gus Dean rejoins the tail end of the field. Pace vehicle off the racing surface coming back to the green flag.
Anderson and Messimer battling now down the front straightaway. Messimer on the high side. McCaskill in tow, just watching it as McNair is as well, watching it unfold in front of him. Messimer will fall deep in the tire tracks of Anderson, but he's got company in the form of Bradley McCaskill.
And here comes Flying Joe Heigel, who just worked his way up into the fifth running order. The driver out of Raleigh, North Carolina, is Brandon Anderson as a rear view mirror of Bobby Messimer in that 51 car. Bradley McCaskill decided to start on the bottom of that restart, now currently being shown in the third.
Messimer up front, he's trying to get alongside the 19 of Anderson as he race off of turn 2. Now down the back straightaway. The 18 of McCaskill's there as well, trying to make up the distance between him and the second spot. The 51 of Messimer's got his hands full. Now as McCaskill tries to pull up alongside. Anderson out front, about a car length advantage over second place Messimer. Then it's another car length back to McCaskill, where McNair starts to reel him in that fourth spot. He's trying to take that third spot away as they come off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Back down into turn 1 they go. It's Anderson off of turn 2, now down the back straightaway, single file racing all the way through the field. Jordan Anderson, your race leader. Bobby Messimer in second. Bradley McCaskill in third. Shelton McNair in fourth. Rounding out the top 5, the 15 of Joe Heigel, the Raleigh, North Carolina driver. They come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. McNair trying to go to work again on the 18 of McCaskill as they race down into turns 3 and 4. Now down to the inside. McNair trying to pull up alongside. Not going to happen this time.
Jordan Anderson continues to show the way over Bobby Messimer. Bobby continues to show like he's diamonding turns 1 and 2. No Dale Earnhardt and Harry Gant move there. In 3 and 4, he stays down on the apron of the speedway as best he can with Bradley McCaskill, Shelton McNair, and Flying Joe Heigel single file. Now Preston Pelletier, who was mired back in traffic earlier, is currently up to 6th with Clay Jones 7th, Gus Dean 8th, and Carl Weber rounding out your top 9.
Messimer only 0.37 seconds, 0.3 of a second off of the first place of Anderson. Anderson able to walk away last time, but Messimer holding strong. He's holding in there, trying to hold off and pull out a victory for that 51, the Racing Electronics Chevrolet.
Here's a battle further back on the speedway between Preston Pelletier and Clay Jones. Preston's in 6th, Clay in 7th. Now let's change that around. Clay Jones is in 6th. Preston Pelletier being shoved back to 2nd and 7th as he's on the high side of the speedway. Clay Jones makes it clear and is now up to 6th running order.
Jones will complete the pass as he goes down into turn 1, but Pelletier not going to give it up. Take that back. He'll fall deep in the tire tracks of Jones as they go down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, M3 of Shelton McNair still trying to go to work on the Nightingale driver of Bradley McCaskill.
As Jordan Anderson continues to show the way, he has a 5-car length advantage over Bobby Messimer, and they're pulling away because Bradley McCaskill is doing everything he can to keep the M3 Chevrolet behind him, and there's Flying Joe Heigel just waiting to take advantage of anything that might happen. 24 laps left remaining.
Indeed, 51 laps on the board, 75 laps the distance for these drivers for the second of the 75 twins right here. Anderson up front, 6.9 second lead over the 0.69, 69 hundredths of a second over the second place car, the 51 of Bobby Messimer, as they race off of turn number 4. Now down the front straightaway, McNair dealing with McCaskill one more time as they come off of turn 4.
Setting the running order for you here on lap 53 of 75. Jordan Anderson continues to show the way with Bobby Messimer currently up to 2nd. Bradley McCaskill, the driver out of Nightdale, currently in third, with Shelton McNair rounding out your top four. Joe Heigl out of Raleigh, North Carolina is the fifth place car, with Clay Jones out of Goldsboro currently being shown in sixth, with Preston Pelletier out of Concord in the 26 car being shown in seventh. Eighth is Gus Dean, and that 56 car, and ninth is the 50 of Carl Weber. Currently more than one or more laps down is the 05 of Alex Fleming, Sean Mines, as well as Brian Lofton. That's the way they run on lap 55 of 75.
The battle's still on for that third spot. McCaskill has it. McNair wants it. They come off of turn two. Down the back straightaway. The Lee Chevrolet machine trying to get alongside. He'll get there to the bumper, but it doesn't seem if he can complete the pass. McNair one more time off of turn four. Looks to the inside. Not going to happen as they cross the stripe. Back down into turn one and two they go.
You know, Shelton McNair may have used up enough of his tires earlier in the race to make the passes that he needed to pass. But again, Bradley McCaskill, he is showing a bit of sidewayness off of the corners number 4 and 2. And Shelton McNair may just be riding around, waiting to make the pass for third place. As we're coming up now to 16 laps left remaining.
McNair works off of turn four, going to try to get it away from the Graphics Unlimited Chevrolet from Nightdale one more time. They carry it back down into turn 1 and 2. Now off of 2. Looks as if McNair makes up a little bit of the distance between him and McCaskill in the turns, but McCaskill appears to power him down the straightaway.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the battle on the speedway. Even though they're just nose to tail, it is for third spot. 15 laps left remaining as Columbia, South Carolina very own Jordan Anderson continues to show the way. The only Toyota in our super late model series here in 2012. And Jordan Anderson making his third start. Can he bring home 3 wins? We'll find out here in less than 13 laps to go this time by.
McNair battling McCaskill again. McCaskill always runs a little bit higher line, keeps the momentum up on that Chevrolet, and makes the M3 of McNair working a little bit harder. That's why he's unable to complete the pass. Now he's down to the inside. They come off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. McNair is alongside.
It's a battle for third going into turn number 3. McCaskill high, McNair low. Shelton has the advantage coming off turn 4, down the front straightaway. A new third place runner from Plymouth, North Carolina, Shelton McNair.
A patient McNair pays off as he races down the back straightaway. Takes the third spot away from McCaskill. But McCaskill's not giving it up. He's there. He's on the back deck lid. They race down the front straightaway. Now about a car length advantage that McNair has over McCaskill as they race through 1 and 2. Now off of 2 down the back straightaway.
And right now they're still single file further on back as it's Anderson, Messimer, McNair, McCaskill, Flying Joe, Heigl, and Clay Jones. That's the way they run. Currently in the top 6 with 10 laps left remaining.
10 laps to go. We're going to have this one in the book for the super late models right here at Southern National Motorsports Park. The second of the twin 75s for these late models, brought to you by RE Suspension. Up front, Jordan Anderson on the Toyota all by himself. Then the 51 of Messimer. He's in that second spot. McNair finds himself in third after a hard, intense battle with the 18 of McCaskill. Riding in fourth is McCaskill, being battled by the 15 of Joe Heigl.
Yeah, Flying Joe Heigl getting that fresh right front rubber, maybe helping him earlier in this run, but right now it's just been sitting comfortably there in the 5th place. A tough break for the driver out of Raleigh, North Carolina. But a big shout out to Columbia's very own Jordan Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. Restarted this race in 7th position and is now showing the way after a tough climb through the field earlier tonight. And just want to remind everybody that next Saturday night, the RV Pro Cup Series will be here with 250 laps, as well as our Allison Legacy Series, our Southern Lightning Modifieds, and of course our limited late models returning once again.
Anderson now currently the race leader. He works off of turn 2 down the back straightaway now. As he comes off of turn 2, he'll cross the back gate. He'll nosedive into turn 3. Off of 4 now, he comes picking up 4 to go. Anderson all by himself. Messimer about, I would say, about 6 car lengths back. 1.2 seconds separate first and second place. Then back to McNair. It's the 2-second advantage that the second place car Messimer has over McNair as they race off of turn number 4 now down the front straightaway. 72 laps on the board. 75 laps of distance for the late models, brought to you by RE Suspension right here at Southern National Motorsports Park in 2012. Flagman Mike here shows the race leader, Jordan Anderson, 2 to go as he come off of turn 4 the last time. He works off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Messimer not so far behind him, 1 second. The 19 of Anderson has on Messimer. White flag will come out. One more trip around the speedway, 4/10 of a mile. The 19 of Anderson, the pole sitter from the first feature, will have this one in the book with Messimer in tow as they race off into turn number 3 and 4. Off of 4 now, down to the checkered flag. Spinning the tires, the Forest Acres, Jordan Anderson, all the way from South Carolina, will pick up the race win. Jordan Anderson, the second win here at Southern National Motorsports Park in 2012 from Columbia, South Carolina, driving the Toyota. Dick Dyer, Toyota sponsor on this machine.
Jordan Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, win number 2 tonight. Give it up for him. Man alive, Jordan, hurry up and get that helmet off, man. These women want to see you tonight, big guy. I tell you, what a win for you. I tell you, congratulations once again, but we got to work through how in the world you were able to work your way through that traffic up ahead of you. Starting 7th tonight, still bringing home a race win. Come on around here, get some pictures as some overflow steam comes out of the Toyota here on this Sunday evening. Just to let everybody know that the fireworks have been moved to Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraints. But Jordan, congratulations once again, man.
Just what an incredible night. I mean, how often do you have something like this be able to happen? 2 wins in one night, qualify on the pole, do the invert. I mean, just such a blessing. You know, God definitely had everything come together. Like I said in my last interview, I mean, so much hard work, so much sacrifice, so much support from everybody around me. Just can't say anything but that the Lord just put everything happen tonight, and just really blessed. Forest Acres, they came back on board again this year. They've supported me a lot. My dad, my mom, Curtis, Ryan, Jennifer, Sarah, everybody that came out here and supported me tonight. Just excited. I mean, woo, 2 in a row tonight.
Man, taking a pole earlier this evening, too.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's funny. I'm usually not the kind of guy that can lay down a quick lap like that in qualifying. It just goes to show how good this car is. Me and Jeff Foltz have spent a lot of time on it, working on it. I've actually got some of Jeff's R&D stuff on this car, so it was on a rail tonight, no doubt about it.
Now, what about Thanksgiving? Coming back in November?
I think with how well tonight went, we'll definitely be back.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Mr. Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Anderson with win number 2 tonight. Bobby's down here. We'll get a word here with Bobby Messimer one moment here. Again, man, a big second-place finish here tonight. Another podium finish, as you say here tonight. What a great run for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a good run. I might have should have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner. I mean, I was trying to save my stuff, hoping for a caution, and could have got on the outside of Jordan there and probably have been able to hold him off. But I pulled the trigger with 5 to go, and we ended up a little bit short. But maybe should have went 10. But I can't thank my guys enough. We came down here, you know, and got better and better every time. And I'm not saying we were the only team that didn't buy new tires. I mean, we was the slowest car here today in practice, and this is the only set of tires we bought. Now we got enough money to make it back home, plus cover the bills and expenses to run this thing. So I'm ready to get back to Concord.
Well, Bobby, you drive carefully going back to Concord. Hope to see you at Thanksgiving, big guy.
Yeah. As long as the Concord pass race goes well, we got a really good chance of winning that thing. We should have won the last pass race there. As long as everything goes good, we'll be here on Sunday.
Well, congratulations. Bobby Messimer coming home in second. And ladies and gentlemen, rounding out your top 3, got to give a big shout out to Plymouth's very own Shelton McNair. Shelton, what a great run for you this evening. That 18 car looked like it was holding you up, but you were able to make the pass as laps were winding down.
Yeah, we were lucky to make the pass because that car is terrible. I mean, I've never drove a car that had no forward bite whatsoever except in the middle of the corner, and that's because it was so loose. It would turn, and I could get under the guys. But, yeah, it was a tough run for us tonight because the car we couldn't make it any better. I don't know if the rear end's going bad in it or what, but we got a lot of work to do for the next race. But glad we brought it home in one piece. It doesn't seem to be, tore up externally, and congratulations to these guys that finished in front of me.
Well, Shelton, I know you want to say a lot of thank you to people out there that got you here tonight.
Well, I got to thank my pit crew. Start with Alvin, Melvin, Robbie Brown, my son, Robbie's, what's his name? Anyway, young guy there, and all the guys that helped me here and there, and thank the fans and my sponsors. Got to thank Adams Carpet and Chuck Finley Insurance and McNair Oil Company and Lee Chevrolet. Lee Chevrolet's been with me for probably 10 years now, and I really appreciate their help.
Well, Shelton, congratulations on a third-place finish. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause once again to Shelton McNair, Bobby Messimer, and your race winner, 2 in a row tonight, Jordan Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.